Have you ever noticed how someone's behavior dramatically shifts when you're no longer in their life? It's as if your absence casts a spell, making them long for the connection they once took for granted. Suddenly, every little action and thought seems to revolve around you. This isn't a fantasy. It's a powerful dynamic that can be harnessed through one of Stoicism's most intriguing strategies, the art of purposeful withdrawal. By stepping back, you allow others to see your worth in ways they may have never noticed. In this video, we'll dive into the 11 surprising things people do when they start to miss you. From subtle hints to emotional vulnerability, these actions reveal how much your absence has reshaped their world. What's fascinating is that these behaviors aren't just random. They stem from a deep recognition of the value you bring to their lives. Are you curious to know more? Stick around as we uncover the psychology behind these behaviors and how you can use this powerful Stoic insight to cultivate meaningful relationships. Before jumping into the details, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Stoic thinkers. Your support helps us bring more valuable content that enriches your understanding of relationships and self-worth. 1. Increased communication. When someone starts to miss you, the first and most noticeable change is how often they reach out. This may seem like a simple increase in messages or phone calls, but much more is happening beneath the surface. What appears to be casual contact is, in fact, an emotional bridge they're trying to build, an effort to fill the void your absence has left in their life. Their subconscious drives them to reconnect as they sense something important is missing. Initially, they may not fully understand why they're reaching out more frequently. It might start with a casual, "Hey, how's it going?" But this is not just a friendly check-in. Each message, each call, is an attempt to restore the connection they now realize they took for granted. Your absence has made them aware of just how much they value having you in their life. The beauty of this behavior lies in its subtlety. They may not even know why they're doing it. They simply feel compelled to make contact. But for you, this is a clear sign that your absence has impacted you. It's not about the quantity of the messages, but the effort they're putting into bridging the emotional distance. Every text or call is a testament to their growing realization of your worth and your role in their happiness. By stepping back, you create space for them to recognize just how significant your presence is. And in doing so, you allow them to make that first move toward rebuilding the bond they've started to miss. 2. Reminiscing about the past. When someone begins to miss you, they don't just remember you. They relive moments with you. It's more than just thinking back. It's an emotional journey where they revisit the times you shared, especially the tiny, intimate moments that once seemed insignificant, often sparked by a random photo, a familiar place, or a shared joke. These memories take on a new life in your absence. As they reflect, they realize that those simple moments were priceless. What was once taken for granted now feels irreplaceable. Nostalgia kicks in, and they start to idealize the past, longing for the comfort and connection that only your presence brought them. Whether it's a trip you took together, a funny selfie, or a shared laugh, these memories become vivid reminders of how much you meant to them. But it doesn't stop at reminiscing. This wave of nostalgia often pushes them to reach out, even subtly. They might send a casual message like, "Hey, remember when we?" or share an inside joke that only you would understand. It's their way of reconnecting with you and reigniting that bond by revisiting the past. Through humor, shared memories, or even a nostalgic text, they're not just remembering. They're actively trying to bring those moments and you back into their life. This longing to relive the past indicates that your absence has left a lasting impression. When someone starts to reflect on the good times with you, it's because those moments are now viewed as valuable, something they wish they could experience again. 3. Curiosity about your life. When someone misses you, their curiosity about your life reaches new heights. It's no longer just polite interest. They want to know what you're doing, where you've been, and who you've spent time with. This isn't just casual conversation. It's their way of staying connected to your world, trying to fill the emotional void your absence has created. You may notice they are suddenly the first to engage with your social media posts, liking your pictures, leaving comments, or even asking about activities they never showed interest in. This heightened attention is a sign that they're not just observing from afar. They're trying to maintain a link to your life. Every interaction is a subtle attempt to stay relevant, to feel like they still have a place in your story, even if you've moved on. Their questions go deeper than before as they seek to understand your current state of mind and life decisions. They might ask about your plans or take more interest in your daily routines as if trying to measure where they fit in or whether you've found happiness elsewhere. This kind of attention signals that your absence weighs heavily on them, and they're struggling to cope with not being part of your everyday experience anymore. In more extreme cases, they might start lurking, checking your profiles, scanning through your posts, or even accidentally liking old photos from months ago. This behavior shows that they're not just curious but consumed with the idea of you. It indicates that, even though you're not present, they're constantly thinking about you, trying to figure out where they stand in your life now that they no longer have direct access to it. 4. Jealousy emerges. When someone starts missing you, jealousy often sneaks in, sometimes subtly, sometimes not so much. They see you living your life and enjoying new experiences, which stirs something profound inside them. It's not just that they notice. They feel uneasy, as if they can't stand the thought of you being happy or thriving without them. This jealousy is a strong signal that your absence has left a mark. You might post a picture from a night out with friends or share a moment of joy, and suddenly, they're leaving comments that seem playful but carry a hint of something more. Maybe it's a lighthearted, "Oh, so you're going to all the cool places without me?" Or a passive-aggressive question about who you've spent time with. It might look like harmless banter, but it's a sign that your absence makes them feel vulnerable. This reaction isn't just about insecurity. It's rooted in their realization that they're no longer a part of your everyday life. Jealousy is their way of expressing a fear of being replaced or forgotten. They may even start to watch your social media closely, trying to piece together who you're with and what you're doing. The green-eyed monster reveals itself when they feel left out, wishing they still share those moments with you. As Stoics remind us, it's not what happens to us but how we react that matters. When jealousy emerges, it's an emotional response they might not fully understand. It comes from wanting to reclaim the role they once had in your life, a role they realize they miss now that you're no longer present. 5. The drive for self-improvement. When someone truly misses you, it often triggers a surprising response: self-improvement. Your absence becomes a mirror in which they reflect on their past actions, shortcomings, and how they could have been better when they were with you. This realization often sparks a desire to change, not just for themselves, but also to rekindle what was lost. Picture this. They're scrolling through their social media feed, seeing your life move forward, and it dawns on them that they may not have been their best version. They start thinking about the little things they could have done differently, the moments they missed, or the times they could have been more attentive. This internal reflection pushes them to change, whether hitting the gym, picking up new hobbies, or working on their emotional intelligence. This transformation isn't just a coincidence. It's a direct response to missing you and wanting to be someone worthy of your attention once again. As they start to improve, they're not just aiming to impress you, but also realizing the benefits of becoming a better person. Whether it's adopting healthier habits, pursuing long-neglected goals, or even diving into self-development, their growth is fueled by the hope you'll notice. There's often a humorous side to this. You might suddenly see them posting inspirational quotes, joining activities they never showed interest in, or sharing progress updates on their personal goals. It's their way of signaling to you, and maybe even to themselves, that they're working on being the kind of person you'd admire. This drive for self-improvement, sparked by the absence of your presence, is one of the most evident signs that missing you has inspired meaningful change in their life. 6. Dropping subtle hints. When someone misses you but isn't ready to admit it, they often drop subtle hints. These are small, calculated signals designed to get your attention without them having to say, "I miss you" directly. It's almost like a game of emotional breadcrumbs, where they hope you'll pick up on their cues and make the first move toward reconnecting. One of the most common tactics is posting throwback photos on social media. Pictures of the two of you together, from happier times, with captions that suggest nostalgia. Or perhaps they suddenly like an image you posted months ago, seemingly out of the blue. These aren't accidents. They're subtle ways of jogging your memory, reminding you of the good times, and seeing if you miss those moments too. They might also bring up shared memories in conversation or send a light-hearted message referencing an inside joke only the two of you would understand. The goal here is to test the waters without appearing too forward. It's their way of reconnecting through humor or sentimentality, hoping you'll catch the hint and respond. This behavior reveals a more profound yearning. They want to reestablish a connection but don't want to be too obvious about it. By dropping these hints, they maintain an air of mystery and leave you wondering if they think about you as much as you feel about them. These actions show that they're carefully crafting ways to bring you back into their world, without having to say it outright. 7. Emotional vulnerability. When someone misses you, a shift often happens. They become more emotionally vulnerable. The person who once seemed guarded or distant might suddenly open up, revealing feelings they previously kept hidden. Missing you breaks down their walls, and they begin expressing emotions they may not have even realized were there. Late-night texts, heartfelt messages, or sharing songs that remind them of you are all signs that they're struggling with your absence and are trying to convey how much you still mean to them. What used to be casual conversation may become more profound reflections as they confess how much they've been thinking about you, or how specific memories have resurfaced. This emotional openness indicates how much they've been affected by the void you left. They may start sharing moments of reflection, admitting regrets, or discussing how they've realized your importance in their life. They might not outright say, "I miss you," but their actions speak volumes. Vulnerability isn't always easy, and when they expose these more profound emotions, they're feeling the weight of your absence more than they'd like to admit. This shift from emotional detachment to openness shows you were not just a fleeting presence in their life. You brought them comfort, security, and connection. Now that you're gone, they're grappling with those missing elements. Their vulnerability reflects how deeply they feel your absence and how much they value what you brought into their world. 8. Making an effort to meet up. When someone misses you, they don't just sit back and reminisce. They take action. One of the most evident signs is when they deliberately meet up with you. It's not just a casual suggestion to grab a coffee. It's a conscious attempt to fill your absence's gap in your life. You might receive a message out of the blue saying, "It's been too long. We should catch up." While this may seem like a simple invitation, it carries much more weight. They've been feeling your absence and are actively trying to reintroduce you into their world. This isn't just about spending time together. It's about reconnecting on a deeper level and regaining the sense of closeness that's been missing. In some cases, they might go out of their way to show interest in activities they've always enjoyed but previously overlooked. Maybe they suddenly want to join you in that pottery class you've always talked about, or they suggest doing something you used to enjoy together. These gestures show that they're trying to compensate for lost time and working to become a more significant part of your life again. Their efforts to meet up are more than just social interactions. They're a sign that your absence has left a significant void. By initiating plans, they're making it clear that they want to bridge the distance that has grown between you. It's their way of saying that life without you feels incomplete, and they're willing to go the extra mile to bring you back into their circle. 9. Attempting to provoke jealousy. When someone misses you but doesn't know how to handle it, they might resort to provoking jealousy. While it may seem counterintuitive, this tactic often stems from their desire to get your attention and spark an emotional reaction. It's a way of testing if you still care, even if the method seems manipulative. You might notice them posting pictures with new people, sharing stories of exciting experiences, or making their social media look like they're having the time of their lives without you. At first glance, it appears they've moved on, but they're hoping you'll take notice. These actions aren't about genuinely enjoying new connections. They're about trying to make you wonder if you've been replaced or should still care about what's happening in your life. By provoking jealousy, they aim to stir your emotions like they feel conflicted about missing you. It's their way of trying to regain control of the situation, even though it often comes from insecurity. Deep down, they're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to figure out if you miss them too and whether your absence affects you as much as it's affecting them. Ultimately, these efforts to make you jealous reveal how much you still matter to them. It's a subtle, indirect plea for your attention, showing that they're struggling with the emotional impact of your absence. Rather than letting it provoke you, recognize it as a clear sign that they think about you more than they will admit. 10. Expressions of regret. When someone misses you, regret often comes to the surface. As they reflect on your absence, they realize their mistakes, when they took you for granted or failed to appreciate your presence. Expressing regret is their way of acknowledging that they could have done things differently, which indicates that they are reconsidering their past actions. This regret might come through in a heartfelt message, an apology, or even a subtle comment about the past. They may reflect on specific moments, admitting they wish they had been more attentive, kinder, or more present in your life. These admissions aren't just empty words. They stem from genuine reflection and realizing that your value became clearer after you were no longer around. It's powerful when someone expresses regret because it shows a deep sense of loss and a new perspective on what you meant to them. By saying they regret how things ended or how they behaved, they're offering more than just an apology. They're showing that your absence has led to personal growth and understanding. Their expressions of regret often come with a hint of hope, too. By acknowledging their mistakes, they may be seeking forgiveness or even a second chance. This is their way of telling you that they now see what they failed to appreciate before, and they're hoping that this newfound awareness might open the door to rebuilding the relationship. 11. Changing their behavior. When someone truly misses you, one of the most telling signs is that they change their behavior. This shift often occurs after they've spent time reflecting on what went wrong and what they could have done better. Missing you has made them realize that if they want to be part of your life again, they need to evolve, and this transformation can be profound. They may start to work on habits they know caused issues before. They may become more considerate, more attentive, or more reliable. You might notice them suddenly taking up interests that align with yours, or they may begin to improve themselves in ways they hadn't before actively. This effort isn't just about self-improvement. It's about showing you that they're serious about making changes for the better. Their actions speak louder than words. Instead of telling you they miss you or regret what happened, they demonstrate that they're willing to work to be the person they believe you deserve. Whether it's being more thoughtful in conversations, making time for you, or adjusting behaviors that once strained your relationship, these changes prove that they've learned from the past. This behavioral shift is one of the most vital indicators that your absence has deeply impacted them. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic apologies. It's about consistent, genuine efforts to grow and improve. By showing you that they've changed, they're not just trying to win you back. They're trying to become a better version of themselves because they realize your presence in their life was worth the effort. Conclusion. In the end, when someone misses you, their behavior speaks volumes. From increased communication and nostalgic reminiscing to subtle hints and even jealousy, these are clear signs that your absence has left a lasting impression. They may try to reconnect, improve themselves, or even provoke your attention unexpectedly, all revealing a profound realization of your worth. What's important to remember is that missing someone often drives reflection and growth. Whether through expressions of regret or genuine changes in behavior, people begin to understand what they've lost and may work to improve because of it. As you navigate these dynamics, staying grounded in your values is crucial. You are not defined by how others respond to your absence, but by how you continue to grow and thrive in your own life. If you found these insights helpful, take a moment to reflect on how you can apply this understanding in your relationships. And if you're ready for more thought-provoking content, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to explore the principles of Stoicism and their powerful impact on relationships and personal growth. Leave a comment below with the phrase "irreplaceable presence" to show your commitment to becoming someone worth missing. Stay resilient, stay strong, and remember, sometimes the most powerful way to be remembered is to step back and let your absence speak for itself. See you in the following video.